Timmy from the Big League Find. I'm sporting my jacket. Yes, I am. I love this. Ready? The Spos. And I got a treat for you. 1969 Topps. Mickey Mantle's last year on a card. I think that's epic. And I think that is a really, really cool set. And I also think it's the last set of one of the greatest baseball eras of all time. That's in my opinion. I wasn't alive. I wasn't even born yet. But the cool part about it is I love collecting it. And that's all that matters, right? So let's dive in. Ready? Here we go. We're going to go right into it. This is a binder. And I do want to explain, this is on top of, we have found multiple 69 sets, but this is a binder set. So it's easier to thumb through and point out and see all the cards and give you guys an opportunity to take a look at them. And guys, share your opinions, please. I love it. And I love anything that you guys can, that can make us better and allow us to convey these, I guess, show and tells better. Okay? Here we go. You guys ready? Let's get at it. Let's get after it. Ready? So here we go. Right out of the gate, these are all the leaders. I'm actually looking, obviously, these are all the awesome 60s, the McCoveys, Ernie Banks, Yastrzemski's, Oliva. Oh, there's my Bob Gibson. I love Bob Gibson. Denny McLain still. What a tough career, right? Tough career. There's another Bob Gibson. Here we go. Mickey Stanley, Boog Powell. What was that? We were missing a card. On card number 20. Don't know what it is. Now we got to look at it. So we're missing a card. Card number 20. Let's remember that. Joe Morgan. Let's see here. I'm going to go a little bit quicker. There's Maury Wills. Oh, there's the Clemente, baby. Oh, I love it. I love it. There's Clemente. Oh, what a great Clemente card, too. Look at that. That's a sharp card. That's a really sharp card. Let's see. Jay Johnstone. And by the way, this is the Reggie Jackson rookie. And that just started a whole new generation, right? Reggie Jackson started his own generation. Reggie. Guy had a candy bar named after him. How cool. There it is, Louis Brock. Love Lou Brock, one of my favorite players of all time, as you know. So, there's Johnny Bench, baby. Second year Johnny Bench. Greg Nettles rookie. Oh, here we go. Now we're getting into it. Oh, there's Aaron, baby. There's Hammer and Hank. There's the Bob Gibson. There's a Bob Gibson checklist. Love that. Let's see here. Nobody that I recognize. Nobody on that page. Let's see. Hank Bauer. That's when he's getting to the end of his career. Look at him. Look at how old he looks. He's aged. There's Petey Rose, baby. There's Pete Rose, Tommy Aaron, Hank Aaron. There's Carol. There's Yaz. Let's go. This is what I'm talking about. Now we're having some fun. Jim LaFay. I remember Jimmy LaFay. Let's see. Tommy Sisk. Denny McLain. There's Denny McLain. Gibson Fan 17 sets record. Here we go. Look at that. Oh. Yep. McCarver's homer puts St. Louis at 3-1 blast. Gives Cards lead. Oh, look at that, baby. The Cardinals went to a bunch of World Series in the 60s. And Bob Gibson was like, if I remember correctly, he was MVP of 2 of them. Guy was throwing complete games like they were nothing. Nothing. I think he threw 3 complete games I know he threw 3 complete games in a World Series. Just, it's unbelievable to me. Unbelievable. I don't think we will ever see that ever again. There's Willie. There's Willie Mays, baby. Yep. Let's see here. Davey Johnson, Bob Gibson. There's the Gibson. Look at this. These are really nice cards, too, guys. Like, really nice cards. There's Don Sutton, Rico Petrocelli. One of my friends, I'm 12, 13 years old. I have a, I believe it was a Fernando and Tim Raines rookie, 1981. Someone convinced me, a buddy convinced me that Rico Petrocelli was better, so I traded my Tim Raines and my Fernando rookies for the Rico Petrocelli, and I think it was like a 1975 or 73 or 72, whatever it was, Rico Petrocelli. Just got scammed. That's it. I just got scammed. There's Rusty Staub. Look at Dave Ricketts. Dave Ricketts at catcher. Look at those specs. Yeah, look at that. Look at those specs on Dave Ricketts. And now I got to look up Dave Ricketts. Manny Mota, hell of a ball player. Jim Hunter, there's Catfish. Before the, there's Dave Frank Robinson, before the mustache. Let's see. Ray Foss. Yep, there's Ray Foss's rookie. Wow. And then he got absolutely just bulldozed by Rose in that All-Star game. Let's see. Gates. There's the Reggie. There's the Reggie rookie. And they got price tags on them, so which is cool. There's Steve Carlton. Yeah, I got to be more. I missed a Willie Mays in the 1968, which I obviously immediately went back through, and I was looking at it, and I was like, oh my God, I missed Mays, because I thought Mickey Lolich. Mickey Lolich, I think, was the, well, I know he was the MVP of the 68 World Series for Detroit. Yep. There we go. Rod Hendricks, hell of a catcher. Let's see. Ed Stroud. Doc Ellis. Unbelievable starting pitcher for the Pirates. Tony Perez. Look at how young Perez looks. He's just a young buck, man. Al Downing. Yep. Let's see here. Mark Belanger, young buck again. These guys are just young. Look at that. That's Don Drysdale. Yep. That is Don Drysdale on a checklist. Also, let me see here. Hal Lanier. I was just saying to myself, I'm like, was the last Sandy Koufax card 1968 or was it 1969? We're going to find out, right? We're going to find out. There's Bill Mazeroski, Phil Roof. I love Phil Roof. I just love Phil Roof because I love his name. Phil Roof. And he's a catcher. Yep. Love it. Bubba Morton. I'm looking at the Dal Unser. He had a really good career. Richie Allen just got inducted into the Hall of Fame. Not bad, right? Not bad. Let's see. This is awesome. This is awesome. I hope you guys enjoy this as much as I do. I know I say that all the time, but this is just fun. Tommy Agee. Tommy Agee had a hell of a 69. This was like the year that he actually had the hell of a World Series or postseason. Tommy Agee. Yep. There's Harmon Killebrew. God, Killebrew played forever too. He did. He played forever. At least until 74, I think. 73 or 74. That's a 20-year career. Juan Marichal. Sal Bando. Yep. Fred Lasher. Let's see here. Ken Boyer. Stan Bonson. Yep. Stan Bonson also had a great career. Orlando Cepeda. Tons and tons and tons of Hall of Famers in this. Lou Piniella, there's Sweet Lou. There's the Sweet Lou rookie. Right there, for the Pilots. For the Pilots. What a great name for a team, Pilots. Let's see. Tito Francona, Terry Francona's dad, Don Drysdale. There's Don Drysdale. Yep. Ken Boswell. Lee May. Let's see, Al Kaline. Look at all these freaking Hall of Famers. Just stacked. This set is stacked. Here we go. Now we're getting into the Sporting News All-Stars. And these are, I think these are undervalued. I always find it funny that the All-Star cards, same cards, but they're under, like, people just, they don't value them. As look at Carew, Santo, McCovey, Brooksy Robinson, Don Kessinger, Burt Campaneris. There's my guy. Right there. There's my two guys right there. Lou Brock, Bob Gibson. And then Pete Rose. I collected Pete Rose growing up. I loved it. Johnny Bench. Look at how young he looks. He looks like a baby. Curt Flood. I think Curt Flood should be a shoo-in to the Hall of Fame for what he did. Okay? Not a question. And I've read a lot of stories and articles on it. And I read articles on truly how the statement and how profound it was that he made. So Carl Yastrzemski, I love Curt Flood. God, every time I see him and every time I see that Ken Burns special on it, and it talks about what he did, it just, yeah, that was a good one, man. That's a good one. Willie McCovey, Jerry Koosman. Koosman was Denny McClain. There he is again. And Sam McDowell. Let's go Billy Williams. Ralph Hook. Ready? Ty Klein. The Expos were brand new. So, yeah, it's funny even seeing some of these guys, you know? I'm looking at Don Money. There's Don Money's rookie. Don Money had a nice long career. Not a question. Let's see. Tommy John should be in the Hall of Fame. A surgery's named after him that he overcame and was one of the first to overcome it and then continue pitching and then probably won another 150. It just blows my mind that he's also not in the Hall. He has 280 some odd wins. Look at all the complete games he has. Like, guys in today's day and age, and I truly say this, they don't even know what it was like to be Tommy John. To go on the mound and your goal was to pitch 9, not to pitch 6, not to pitch 7, to pitch 9. That was Bob Gibson. Bob Gibson came to the stadium saying, I'm going to throw 110, 120 pitches. That's what I'm going to do. Yep. Yeah. Oh, man. Tim McCarver. I get all worked up. No doubt. Mel Stottlemyre, again, went on to have an awesome, he became a pitching coach. Ken Brett, George Brett's brother. Let's see. Tommy Seaver. So I will say, guys, and you'll see it at some point. There's Don Buford. Tom Seaver. We found a stack of 1969 Tom Seavers. I mean, it's probably 15 of them. Yeah, in a workbox. Gaylord Perry. We'll be doing some giveaways with that, I'm sure. Not a question. Cleet Boyer. Matty Alou. Look at this. Bert Campaneris. I love looking at the rookies just to see if I recognize. Oh, baby, check it out. There he is. Yes, sir. There's Mr. Mantle. Oh, man. Oh, I was looking to see if it was the white lettering, but it's not. Look at that Mantle, though. It's off center. It definitely is off center, but really crisp corners. You got a little soft corner there, but it's just really nice. Look at that. And then you got Brooksy in the bottom right. I love that. The Mick, baby! Here we go. Oh, man, how cool is that? Yes. Manny Sanguian. I get so excited because I just found another Mickey Mantle in the collection. Rod Carew, Manny Sanguian. Love Carew. One of my favorite, Paul Blair. Love him. Cookie Rojas. Cleon Jones. Let's see. Earl Weaver, manager. Yep, and he was just on the verge of winning his first World Series, baby. Yep. There he is. Let's see. Okay, Claude Osteen, Earl. Bob Chance. There's an Expos rookie. Jose LeBoy. Oh, baby, check it out. There's the Nolan, too. Oh, my God, look at how gorgeous that card is. Holy cow. That card is gorgeous. Look at that. The coloring, everything just jumps. And the corners are nice. And the edges are nice, a little bit off center. But this is why we do this, all right? This is awesome. There's Curt Flood again. Love him. Ted Williams, the Ted Show. Look at that, the Ted Show. Look at that Nolan. Willie, baby! God, oh my God. There's Billy Martin as a manager. Probably one of the first years he was a manager. Brooksy Robinson. Let's see. Sal Bando, Bert Campaneris. It's the A's Stars. Love this. Oh, yeah. Bob Watson had a nice long career. Gil Hodges. Louis Tiant. Remember him? Where he used to pump Gil Hodges. I'm just looking at the rookie. Hoyt Wilhelm. Yeah, I don't want to ignore Hoyt. Cecil Epstein. There's Ron Santo. He finally got into the Hall, which was nice. Willie McCovey and Juan Marichal. Jim Palmer. Yep, George Scott. George Scott had a pretty decent career. Ron Swoboda, another guy who had a really, really good 1969 World Series from the Miracle Mets, right? The Miracle Mets. Joe Rudy, Joe Pepitone, Lee May, Chuck Hartenstein. Chuck Hartenstein. Have no idea who he is. Never heard of him. Now I got to look him up. Tug McGraw, Tony Oliva. There's Raleigh Fingers. There's the Raleigh Fingers rookie. Look at that rookie. Yes. Another rook, baby. There it is. That's a nice card. I forgot that he was a rookie this year. Yeah. Look at that. Let me see. I'm looking players that I've heard of but I don't recognize. I don't know enough about them that I can share anything. Dean Chance, recognize that. Jim Beechup, yep. Raymond Webster, would love to know a little bit more about him. Nope, nothing. Bill Voss. Oh man, look at this. Bobby Bonds, look at that. Bobby Bonds, then Gene Michael. Gene Michael went on to start managing. There's Hank Allen. Wonder if he's any relationship to, there's Duffy Dyer. I remember him. Let's see. Mac Jones. 69 rookies for the Red Sox. Nope, nothing. More rookies. You would think that more rookies would have developed. But you want to know what? There were so many damn Hall of Famers playing at this time that it was like the bar was so freaking high, right? Yeah, the bar was so freaking high. Let's see here. Chuck Hinton, Fergie Jenkins, another hauler. There's the Expos, rookie Expos. Don McGinn, Carl Morton. Yeah, Carl Morton, I actually think went on to have a decent career. I remember that. Bobby Mercer, Dan Schneider, Eddie Wyatt, Al Jackson, Teddy Williams as a manager. He didn't last long as a manager, if I remember correctly. He did go on to become a great hitting instructor, though. So to bring up the rear, we got, let's see the rookies we got. Nobody in that American League. Dick Drago, not bad. Guys, we got ourselves a full set. Actually, we're missing one card. We're missing card number 20, and I got to look it up. I got to figure out what is card number 20. Go look in the workbox, pull it out, put it in the slot. So we have a full set here, guys. Love it. Love doing this. Love sharing it. Subscribe. Go check out our other platforms. Thank you so much. And I'm going to keep sharing this, man. I'm not stopping because I just have fun doing it. And I love you guys and I appreciate you guys watching. You guys be great. Take care.